We're here with a very, very special guest, Natalia Ameline, the founder of Crypto Chicks. And I'm very, very happy to have you here. And for those you don't know, she mothered and raised one of the geniuses of our age, Vitalik, the founder of Ethereum. But she's also a genius in her own right. So we're here to talk about what she's doing with Crypto Chicks, what she's doing with other projects. And right now, I believe you serve as the decentralization coordinator for Metis. And right now, being a genius in her own right, she's focused on building scalable Web3 infrastructure. So how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for inviting me here. I'm super excited to share what we've been working on at Metis Foundation.
First of all, I want to ask you this. So how was it being the mother of one of the people, I've always said is Ethereum is my number one crypto in the world. I've loved it since the day it came out. So how was that experience first before we get started?
Very rewarding. Vitalik has always been a very amazing child. Loved learning, learned fast, and from the childhood, he was really focused on building things.
And did you know he would do something great when he was younger?
Um, you never know what's going to happen. You don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow, right? I knew that he's a smart kid from the childhood, and I knew that he's going to be doing good things. But I didn't really have the Ethereum in mind at that time.
I mean, nobody did, right? It was a different time, but he went along to create a set of code, Ethereum, that changed everything. And I really appreciate it for that. It gave me opportunities and also a lot of other people all over the world opportunities, not only to grow in finance, but also have a platform that you can build amazing tools and products and services, DeFi and all of that. But you're working on DeFi and a lot of decentralization projects yourself. Now, you're working with LazAI. So tell us a little
Yeah,
bit about that.
you mentioned how Ethereum gave opportunities to many. It's also gave opportunities to me. I work at Metis Foundation, and for those of you who don't know, Metis Foundation is essentially the entity which is behind the innovation in Metis ecosystem. And we are started out by launching the Metis Layer 2 Andromeda network, which was a scaling solution for, and is a scaling solution for Ethereum. We never shied away from betting on innovative, not cookie cutter solutions. So as we were, for example, the first Layer 2 that implemented a decentralized sequencer network, which is significantly strengthens our value across the ecosystem as a more decentralized Layer 2 operator. There has been a lot of talk recently around that and an importance of Layer 2 decentralizing their sequencers. And we're starting to see just now that the other Layer 2 ecosystems, such as, for example, Starknet or Linea, are all starting to follow our suit. Something that we've done a couple of years ago, now finally coming to the forefront, and everyone's starting to catch up. So this is just one example, right? So we're constantly monitoring what is going on, and we're acting on areas where we see the opportunities. So another innovation of ours is Hyperion, which is our AI-optimized infrastructure Layer 2, which features very high throughput and low latency transactions. And LazAI, of course, which is our full stack infrastructure designed to make AI ownable, rewarding, and transparent and playable, of course. We're also a home for the ZK company, which is behind the development of the verifiable computing platform, Xiron. And their technology is actually used to power ZK proofs and is foundational for LazAI as well, where we've relied on verifying computing tech that is produced by that ZK company. And of course, GOAT network. Not many know, but we also launched the Bitcoin Layer 2, GOAT. And this is the first Bitcoin ZK rollup with real yield. So all these platforms that are truly innovative solutions, very super needed in what we're trying to build. And the foundation is the innovative agent that is behind it. That's where I work.
It's a lot of amazing stuff, right? And then you're right now on the cutting edge of what blockchain can do. And we need people like you working in this field to actually get us from where we are today to where blockchain can take us. So I want to ask another to drill down in what you just said is that could you explain the difference to the audience about what the difference is between a one-off app and what you're building, the foundational infrastructure that you're building with LazAI?
Yes, thank you for asking that. So, there are tons of AI projects that have been popping up everywhere, right? But from where we sit, we see that many of these projects are just focusing on addressing the single use case, right? Taking some little problem and trying to get it resolved, right? Um, and they really offering, in many cases, centralized solutions. So LazAI is building a full stack infrastructure layer for decentralized AI. And that is a big differentiator. So it's not just an app. Instead, we're building a very thought out modular infrastructure with tools such as Alice SDK, which enables developers to build complex solutions with ease. LazAI also revolutionizes our and really enables assetization via our data anchoring tokens, DATs, we call them. It also enables the IDAO governance. So many conversations today are being held around the importance of addressing this concern of the human governance that really needs important to have over the development and actions of the artificial intelligence. And our IDAO implementation is aiming to address exactly this concern, which is super important. And finally, last but not least, is another important feature of the platform is verified computing that enables the verifiability aspect of AI from data provenance to ownership. It all can be verified on chain. So this foundation lets developers, businesses, communities build their own AI systems, which are scalable, auditable, private, and really moves the needle and really removes the need to rely on centralized black box platforms, which are offered today by the big tech.
There's a lot of great ideas, and I appreciate you explaining that to us. But so in my audience is a lot of investors, people looking to make money either through direct investments in their crypto, tech stocks, or whatever. But there's also a lot of the ways to make money when it comes to blockchain, rather than just investing, and hopefully it goes up and sell it when it goes up. There's also something called DATs, and that's something that you're working on. So how can tokenizing data create a passive income stream for, let's say, for a creator, data owners? How would they possibly earn money from, working with the DATs and what you guys are working with over there?
Excellent questions. Thank you for asking it. So one of the big problems that we see today is how big tech AI companies are hoarding your data, using it for training their models, without you, user or creator, receiving any tangible reward for that or any reward whatsoever. Instead, they're asking you to pay their subscription fees so that you could use what they developed using your own data, right? And we're starting to see some backlash against it. We've seen some recent lawsuit. I think the biggest one that comes to mind is Anthropic one. They used the pirated books from some shadow libraries to train the model. And the authors really brought on the lawsuit asking, well, our work has been used in training and we want to be compensated. So this lawsuit was settled for $1.5 billion. And it just, I think we're going to see more and more things like this in terms of the backlash of the creators and people who really contribute, whether it's in the form of data, whether it's in the form of knowledge, and want to have a reasonable compensation for it from the big tech companies. So going back to your question, that really highlights the incentives alignment is super important. It's we believe that the creators, data owners, and the ones who are the ones who should be really compensated for their creations, right? For their intellectual contributions, which is not the case today. So with DAT, so data anchoring tokens, that we introduced, your data becomes an asset. So it allows you to monetize your data. For example, if you are an owner of a data set, maybe it's a trading data set, right? Or a model that you have, it can get tokenized with immutable, verifiable data provenance recorded on chain, and with the ownership and the usage rights that are clearly defined. And it belongs to you and to you only. And you can specify, through the controls, what part of the data you want to be used by whom, while maintaining the complete privacy. So whenever a developer or agent is using your contributions, you automatically will earn rewards, and they could come in the form of royalties, license fees, whatever, some usage-based payouts, many forms. And so what it means for you is that as a data or model contributor, you can build a passive income stream while retaining a full control over how these assets are used. And to get the user-owned asset verifiable on a blockchain with a full privacy, and you and only you are in control, and all by earning the rewards. I think that's a very very important step, and to actually allow the creators a model, an opportunity to earn from their contributions and maintain full privacy and control.
Yeah, perfect explanation. And I'm sure a lot of people will be interested in working with that to make money, to create income streams, and to protect their data. Now, my background is in software engineering. I was a software engineer for many years before I got into, being a commentator on crypto and financial and tech, where tech is going, futurist. So I got into cryptocurrency early because back in 2010, I was studying cryptography. I was getting my master's in cryptography, and I just heard people talking about it, right? So, and I was studying software security. Cryptography is a subset of software security for the listeners. So I understand how important trust is. Trust is everything when you deal with computer systems, especially computer systems that don't know each other or not familiar. That trust in the middle is very, very important. And also, we also know that AI systems are becoming more centralized, where only a few players can own everything. Now, I know you guys work with a concept called verified computing, and I want to know how this concept can ensure users and businesses that they can, first of all, trust, and also they can be certain of where their data is going and how that data and AI decisions are being, the AI decisions based on that data are being made.
Um, as you probably already noticed from my previous comments, the issues of trust, decentralization, privacy are all at the core of our innovations. So trust is built into LazAI at the protocol level. How? We combine trusted execution environments for hardware-grade security, zero knowledge proofs for privacy and the public verifiability, and on-chain audit trails for full transparency. And that's really the beauty of technology that we're marrying together. You don't need to trust me for telling you that your data is secure and private. With a LazAI platform, the contributors can prove that their data is used as intended, and users can verify AI outputs without exposing their private information. Instead of trusting a company or myself, Natalia, who tells you that don't worry, it's all good, you actually can do all verifications yourself. And we completely remove human trust from the equation. You can trust math, cryptography, and public blockchain ledger.
Yeah, and trust, like I said, is very important. I'm glad you guys are working on that because I believe in the future is that once AI and all this stuff gets very, very advanced, we're gonna have, or even in what I've seen in the last 20 years, the amount of hackers and malicious actors online has grown exponentially. It's every day, all day. People are trying to hack systems every day. I even get on my personal phone call. On my personal phone, I get at least 5 messages a day from hackers trying to figure out ways to hack my crypto accounts because everybody knows I have crypto. So I'm glad you guys are doing something that's going to at least alleviate some of this pain. So you guys have a vision, right? A Web3 economy. How does LazAI's introduction and launch help you guys set a stage for a new sustainable model for decentralization and decentralized AI?
Yeah, it's our vision from the day one was to build a Web3 economy and be the backbone of it. And when we talk about Web3 economy, as I mentioned, we never looked for simple solutions. We always were big on things like decentralization, privacy, and ownership, right? As I was talking earlier, Metis has built a number of innovative solutions. And the important part is that they are not built in silos. There is actually a strategic vision behind it. They're all interconnected and one reinforcing the other, and kind of one is building on top of the other, really expanding and laying the foundation for the Web3 economy. So let me explain a little bit more. So Metis is building a backbone for the Web3, right? Which is we want it to be scalable, decentralized infrastructure where communities own value. Our Andromeda network, which is our foundational layer 2, acts as a settlement and trading layer. The Hyperion network is a building on it and essentially expanding it, allows us to expand the product suite to accommodate solutions that require a fast, scalable compute optimized for AI applications, and that can demand, really high throughput, low latency. So together with Andromeda, Hyperion and Andromeda become our decentralized infrastructure layer. On top of it sits LazAI as an application layer. It enables playability, assetization, ownership rights, rewards, governance, and is primed to support the AI-based economy. So LazAI is essentially an intelligence layer. So by integrating with Metis architecture, LazAI brings the verifiable AI, assetization of data, agent-driven automation into the Web3 economy. So all these pillars come together, and this combination ensures that AI is transparent, fair, community-owned, and enterprise-ready. It's really, all of that really sets the stage for a sustainable and future-proof AI and future-proof economy, which is on Web3, with Metis, everything Metis acting as a servant, as a backbone for it. That's our vision.
That's perfect. You gotta go on to 6. Cut this out. So edit this. There's no. Okay, so I guess this is the last question. No, go back up to 4. We'll ask. That's one more question. All right. So last question. So my show is about understanding the stages of projects development. Like we talk about how patterns work as it works with financial products, and also how it works, business cycles work with tech projects, right? So can you walk us through? You guys just had a test net, right?
Yes. So for LazAI, we essentially in a testnet phase. The testnet launch is super important for us, right? Because it's our first public milestone. It really showcasing our decentralized AI infrastructure. Whether it's building with Alice SDK, whether it's using our APIs, whether it's minting your DATs, verifying computation data, or accessing inference on chain. Right, for the community, it's becomes a hands-on access to the ecosystem. It's for the first time it's enabled for the community. One of the interesting things that we launched with it is a LazBubu companion. This is companion DAT, and it makes the experience playable, right? So LazBubus essentially are AI agents that have memory, personality, and they're designed for the long-term interaction and kind of value building. They are evolving AI companions that learn from you, remember interactions, and through this interaction, grow. So they bridge the gap between developers and everyday users by making the DATs tangible and rewarding, and all while kind of introducing them into LazAI internal economy, right, which is super important. So during this testnet so far, our AI companion DAT LazBubu enrolled over 90,000 participants in the whitelisted campaign, and more than 10,000 DATs was minted, which is a really big success for us. So we'll continue refining the assumptions. We'll continue refining our, findings through the testnet launch, and that the learning part of it for us is very important, just like for our community.
Amazing, amazing stuff you're working on. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. And I appreciate you stopping by. Could you tell the listeners how to learn more about you specifically and what you are working on?
Yes, as I mentioned, I work at the Metis Foundation, and at Metis Foundation, you can check out our website all the time. But specifically, I think your users it seems like from the questions you asking, really interested in LazAI. So it's you can learn more about LazAI from our Twitter, which is LazAI Network, or you can go to our website. We have a great blog on our website, which is also lazai.network. And that blog post is very regular, where we write into community our updates, and you can learn a lot about what's going on with LazAI.
Beautiful stuff. Make sure you guys follow those pages and check out what they're working on. Once again, thank you for coming by. Always a pleasure. And I hope you have a great day.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.